Listen to three. These are the comments from three Democratic insiders. Now, who are they? We've got David Axelrod. He was close to Biden still. He worked during the Obama administration for the Democrats. There's Kate Bedingfield. She has been an advisor for Joe Biden in this term. She was there not long ago. And also Van Jones, who starts off with, "I love Joe Biden." We'll have a listen to what he says afterwards. These are three key comments after the debate.
They're going to remember him staring blankly into the camera. They're going to remember him looking down, losing his train of thought. And they're going to remember that everything I thought I knew, but the White House told me don't believe my own eyes, is actually true.
But that's not what I'm saying. What I said, Scott, was if Joe Biden were not the candidate, if there was another candidate, I think Donald Trump would be in deep trouble.
But if I may, that is such a sad state of affairs. Something I was consistently hearing is, what a bad debate in the sense that Donald Trump lied throughout. He misrepresented. He tried to turn away from key points that he should have given answers on and kept deflecting. With any normal, generic Democrat next to him, I don't think he would have won the night. But you put somebody who was suffering from the moment that they got out. It was hard to watch. I had to occasionally look away because it was so uncomfortable.
But we didn't actually get to Van Jones, but he said, "I love Joe Biden, but that was painful." That's what it felt like in the newsroom, Simon Jackman, painful to watch. And I know I've been banging this drum, but how much did this make you think, the debate and the reaction after, including from Democrat insiders, that they're open to whether someone needs to go to Joe Biden or he needs to tap the mat?
It's no one knows how to do that, Tom, is the short answer at this stage of the process. It's never been done before to get this close to a nomination. And I think it's partly why Biden brought the debate on, wanted to have it early, to put this issue to bed. Instead, it's just erupted, right? It is the talking point. 100% agree. Donald Trump had to use the phrase, "I didn't have an affair with a porn star." Now, ordinarily, that would be the talking point, right? That one candidate is having to deny these allegations about impropriety and whatnot. Instead, right, and we can talk about how we got here, but instead the conversation is Joe Biden is not up for another 4 years as president. He's clearly an enfeebled older man. And instead of having the conversation about Trump's fitness for office, we're having a conversation about Joe Biden's. And from that perspective, there's no way to sugarcoat it, not a good night for Joe Biden at all.
Donald Trump was particularly awkward on January 6th, I thought. He was asked about respecting the election. He said, if it's a fair election, as Simon said, Victoria, that would have been a standout moment, if not for Joe Biden. On Putin as well, he had some awkward moments, but none of this is going to matter. What do you think on the genuine possibility? And I know, unprecedented, yes, we're saying that again, but can't someone say to Joe Biden, the best thing you can do, the last time the best thing you could do from a Democratic point of view was come in and knock off Donald Trump. The best thing you can do now is stand aside so someone else can.
Yeah, I think that's been a talking point since the primary season. We had a primary season for the Democrats and there were opportunities for alternatives to come forward and to say to Joe Biden, please stand aside. Someone else might have a better chance of winning the election. But he won the primaries. That process has happened. He is set to be confirmed in August. And part of these conversations, this debate was so early and it was designed to, I guess, create enthusiasm around these supporters, and that sort of backfired. And it happened before the convention. So these two candidates aren't actually officially the candidates yet. So I suppose anything could happen. But Donald Trump hasn't changed. Donald Trump is still Donald Trump. I don't know how commentators are coming out saying, but Trump lied the whole time. I think that's been a talking point since the beginning. And the best thing Biden could have done is just kind of let Trump be Trump. And that was kind of the strategy going into this. But unfortunately for Joe Biden, he couldn't kind of close on those key arguments to show that he is a more viable alternative.
Simon, very quickly, I wonder if the Republican approach might be careful how much you criticise, then they might replace him. Isn't that the biggest fear of the Trump campaign?
I don't know. I just think that would be great from a Republican perspective. Would show how panicked they are. And by the way, that would be a bloodbath inside the Democratic Party, right? And so if you're Donald Trump, this idea that this is the conversation, Fantastic. The idea there could be a brokered convention, which is meaning a free-for-all, that there's this mad scramble to, is it Kamala Harris? Do they go to Gavin Newsom? Do they bring in the governor of Michigan, Gretchen Whitmer? Like, all of that, if that's the conversation Democrats are having, that is a great day for Donald Trump. He shouldn't be afraid of that. That is a great day. Until, depends on who they finally settle on, I suppose.
That transaction cost, yeah. I guess that's the flip side, though. I mean, can you just transform the contest? It'd be very different, wouldn't it, Victoria? Suddenly a new opponent. These debates would look very different.
Yeah, absolutely. I think something that I was thinking before this debate was it's kind of been boring so far. You know, it's 2020 again. It's Trump versus Biden. The primaries were over so quickly, and part of this debate was designed to create a bit more interest, create Americans looking at this election. And I think they're definitely looking now. It would certainly add some colour, but as Simon says, I think it would also add some chaos.
It would. Look, I think you make a good point on transaction costs, Simon. I still think it's better than cruising to a loss, but there's my hot take. I'll end on that, Simon. Always good to get your thoughts, Victoria. Thank you for joining us today. I'm sure we'll have plenty more to say in the lead up to a significant election again in the US.